The Expanded Black Music Moment is brought to you by The Clean Store. Today we honor Beatrice Booze. Bee Booze was born in Baltimore, Maryland in 1912. Little is known about her childhood, but her career began in the 1940s as a singer in Harlem, New York. Her career is kind of obscure, there's very little documentation. Of course, we have the albums, but very few photographs or written history about her. She was discovered by bluesman Sammy Price and was quickly signed to Decca Records in 1942 to cover the songs and emulate the style of Lil Green, who was the hottest singer of the day. Her version of C.C. Rider Blues, a song previously recorded by the legendary Ma Rainey, topped the charts for more than a month, and hereafter they also billed her as the C.C. Rider Blues Girl. She often accompanied herself on guitar and released more tunes as a solo artist before joining a popular quartet with George Kelly and the organist Larry Johnson. Now here's some of the gray areas. For reasons that we're not quite sure, there was a producer named J. Mayo Williams who knew Booze from his days at Decca, and he released a version of C.C. Rider Blues 3 years later, sung by someone named Muriel Nichols, but he credited it to Muriel B. Booze Nichols. So a lot of people think Muriel Nichols and B. Booze are the same person. As it turns out, Nichols was born in Philadelphia in 1908. She was a different singer, but many sources believe that Booze's real name was Muriel Nichols. The U.S. Census reports verify that they were two different people, though. In the late 1940s, Booze was recording for the Harlem and Apollo labels and took the direction of more of a jazz vocalist. And she was a prominent member of the Andy Kirk Band. Now, this is a band that featured some up-and-coming jazz players who ended up being legends in the game, pianist Hank Jones and the trumpeter Fats Navarro. This was a swing band, but in general, her recordings actually reveal a little bit more of the glimpse of the rock and roll that's about to take over the world. She retired from the music industry in the 50s and settled in Scottsville, New York, but she did record one more time. Sammy Price talked her into coming out in 1962 and doing one more album. She went back to living in obscurity until her death in 1986. Now, like I mentioned, Ma Rainey, who's a legend in the game, originally recorded C.C. Rider, but Booze's version has a closer resemblance to the one we're familiar with, that kind of straight blues thing. Elvis covered it with a really fast two-beat groove, and it was the opener for his show in Vegas for many years. The Dead first performed it in 1979 and kept it in the repertoire mostly through maybe till '86. But after that it was only performed a few times, and they last performed it in 1992. But here is Beatrice Booze and her version of C.C. Rider.
C.C. Rider, see what you done, Lord, 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 made me love you. Now your gal's uncommon. You made me love you. Now your gal's uncommon. I'm going away, baby. I won't be back till fall. Lord, 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 going away, baby. Won't be back till fall. If I find me a good man, I won't be back at all. I'm gonna buy me a pistol, just as long as I am tall. Lord, 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 kill my man and catch the cannonball.